Hey everybody, Ahmad here from Modifications with my 2022 Kia EV6. If you've been following my channel, you know I have a little bit of a tuner slash mod bug. Obviously, my EV6 is no stranger to that as well. In this video, what I want to answer is a question that I get a lot, or what have I done to this car itself? The easiest way I figured I could do this is by covering my top 5 favorite modifications on my EV6. These are in no particular order, so I just listed the top 5. There's going to be a few that I'm going to list at the end that I think I recommend in general, but I do have 5 favorites. It was a little hard to pick. So let's get started with number 1 out of 5. Alright, so number 1 is going to be wheels and tires. That's, to me, the most clear answer. And just buying wheels and tires for this car alone just transforms the looks. Everybody who's done wheels and tires generally makes the car look a little bit better. Now, I will say I like the stock GT line wheels, and I really like the GT wheels. But at the end of the day, they still need spacers. They still need to be flushed out a little bit. So that being said, let's cover my car. Here you'll see I have my Avid wheels. I've had these basically since day one. Bought these pretty close to buying the car. And they are 20 by 9 plus 35 offset. My recommendations on wheels and tires are either 20 to 21 inch wheels with a 9-inch width and an offset of 35 to 40. 35 will give you a little bit of a poke, 40 will give you basically flush fitment, and to me that's the best look on the EV6 just because of the lines. 19s look a little small. I know a lot of people who are range conscious are looking for 17s, 18 and 19s, but me personally, I love the 20 look and I think the 20s look good. As for the tires, I got the same Kumho Krugen 71s that came on the Wind model. I just got the 20-inch models of these, and I got the same size that the GT line actually comes in, which is 255, 45, 20. Really good tires for an EV, not very spirited, a little soft on the sidewalls, but that's just what I chose because at the time there wasn't much knowledge about EV tires in general. Number 2, blacking out the trim, the silver trim. So let's talk about that very quickly. So you can see, this is actually all add-on, so we'll talk about that separately. All this is actually factory silver. The logo is factory silver. All these double lines right here that you see, sorry, my car's a little dirty, those are all silver. And then you go back into the back of the car and you see all this trim and everything is all actually silver when you get the car. Blacking out to me was a no-brainer. And it's not that I actually hated the silver. I actually think the silver was nice. Just with Glacier, the silver didn't look very good. The Glacier is a very soft color, and the silver they chose is a very kind of cold silver color. So to me, it was a no-brainer to wrap that or Plastidip it, which is what I did first. Eventually, when my car went to SEMA, thanks to M&S, of course, they did wrap all my black trim, which was Plastidip black at the time. Now, wrapping it is hard, it's expensive, but if you want to do Plastidip, you can. I did do a video, and I'll post it right here on how to do that as well. And to add on to the black trim, black roof. I definitely recommend a black roof, especially if you don't have obviously a black EV6, but the black roof looks good on any color. So if you have the sunroof, luckily you already have a lot of black, but if you don't have the sunroof, I did mine and it's all black all the way down to the spoiler. So even my spoiler is black. So number 3, I'm actually gonna combine 2 of them. It's technically cheating. But because not a lot of people have the Wind, a lot of people have the GT line, this only applies to really half of you, or whatever the proportion of people with Winds is. And that is adding ambient lighting. To me, that was one of the first things I did. If you have a Wind, you really know how dark it is in this cabin. There's no ambient lighting whatsoever. So what I did was just added some Amazon lighting, and I will turn it on so you can see where I added it. And really, a lot of people have gotten really creative and added it all along the dash, which I think looks actually really cool. Fiber cables, I think is what they're called, and they look really good. And I haven't done that yet, but I did early on in the game added some lights underneath. So it has a cheesy startup just because it is a cheap Amazon one, but when you turn it on, it does go through a few colors. But I've got a little bit of foot lighting. I've added it to the back as well. So to me, this adds just a little bit of flare on the inside of the Wind, which has absolutely no lighting. But it does make a big difference. Even just adding it in the footwell, it makes a really big difference. So I would highly recommend getting one of those kits. You just tuck the wire. I use the ones with the lighter adapter. If you're creative and if you're good at wiring, splice it into actual other lighting so you don't have a lighter port being used just for the lights. Because that's technically only applies to some of you, I'm going to cheat
And say another interior upgrade that I would call it is a dash cam. Please get a dash cam. I don't understand why in the US dash cams are so frowned upon. They're basically standard in a lot of countries that I've visited, and they save a lot of insurance money, they save a lot of hassle. I can actually tap it into the little power outlet there based on this little adapter that they sell, which I actually did a video on, and I will put the video right here. There's a million different dash cams that you can get. You know, I just have a basic one. It's just an Amazon one. So get a dash cam. It saves you a lot of hassle. It's already saved my butt once at least already. So.
Number 4, these things, 3D mats. So there's a lot of mat companies. There's Tux Mat, there's 3D mats, there's multiples, and I apologize about the mess in here, but 3D mats are awesome. I have the trunk piece, I have the middle piece, and the back seat. And then I have the individual pieces for the front. Obviously, my car is very dirty because it's used all the time. But these things are great. They crawl all the way up. I've done multiple videos on this. And the best part is you can get a discount because of my discount code. So you can save a little bit of money and also get a really good product. Now, there's knockoffs already out for 3D mats. Of course, feel free to buy them. I'm not going to tell you what to buy. But I like to support them because they were one of the first companies to come out with stuff. They've come out with multiple lines. In fact, I'm about to do a review for one of their new luxury line. To me, 3D mats is the way to go. But overall, just any nicer floor mats will make a big difference in the car itself, especially if you live in a wintry environment. So floor mats is number 4. And last but not least, number 5. And this one... it's going to be a little harder for people to get right now because it's not available yet, but it is coming available soon. And that would be, I guess number 5 is my favorite mod, but it is the M&S body kit / lip kit, splitter kit that I have on my car. So let's do a quick walk around on it. I've done multiple videos on this kit. It was the kit that was featured at SEMA, but I absolutely love this thing. It just adds so much to the look of this car. So obviously mine has stickers and every splitter on there, just part of the program that I have with them. But even, you know, the fact that you can actually just get the carbon fiber parts, you don't have to get the splitter parts. Sorry, mine is so dirty. So, you know, just to break that down, you can buy this separately, that separately. You can buy the splitter completely separately. But really the stock car really ends right there. So this adds a decent amount of aggressiveness and really, really good quality parts too. This is all full dry carbon kit. And what I love about this kit is something that I've never shown before is just the fit and finish. So you'll see the seams are perfect. There's no jaggedy edges. There's no like kind of holes or cracks or anything like that where you can tell the finish is not that great. But everything is just so perfectly flush. And you'll see that same thing applied to the back pieces where you'll see absolutely no gaps. I'm excited for this to hit the market. I love being the only one who has it right now, but I know for a fact that there are going to be people who buy this and probably even do cooler things with the EV6. But for the most part, that is hands down my favorite modification. It's the M&S body kit. Okay, so 2 honorable mentions that I want to call out. Number 1, springs. So obviously I said wheels and tires are a big must for me from a modifications perspective just to customize it. But again, the car has a pretty high suspension. So springs is to me the next natural step. So I actually am on the Storm Springs. I've done a video on the Storm Springs, so check it out right here. I've tried the H&Rs, which I didn't like that much. So I switched over to the Storms, which are made by M&S as well. But I love those and I would highly recommend those. And they're a subtle drop. They're not a crazy drop. And especially with my body kit, it's definitely what I would recommend. And then also they perform really well. They're perfect for daily driving. A little sportier, a little stiffer, but still very, very street drivable as well as daily drivable. And number 2 honorable mention is tint. I don't talk about tint enough because I think everybody just does it and, you know, has their own preference. But I did get a ceramic tint and that was one of the first things I did. But outside of the benefits of tint, which is obviously heat rejection, one of my biggest things is the look. It just makes the car look so much sleeker and so much better. I think that applies across any car really, but tint is definitely one of the things that I would add. So I will say springs and tint are 2 honorable mentions. Caliper paint. So I actually chose blue and I actually painted my calipers right when I got the car, honestly. So I've done blue on these. They're chipping a little bit. I need to redo it and reinstall it. However, I think the changing the colors of the calipers really changes the game on this car itself. I've seen a lot of people recently get caliper covers, and that's fine if that's what you want. I've never been a fan of caliper covers. I know a lot of people are saying that these ones look better than other caliper covers, but to me, it's not what I recommend. I just like the calipers themselves. Any color will do. I chose blue just from an EV perspective. However, I actually really wanted to do gold. I ended up doing that on my Golf R, but I chose blue, and that's one of the other things that makes this car pop quite a bit. So that's a favorite modification. Caliper paint, as simple as that. All right, so that wraps up the 5 favorite mods that I've done on my EV6. So I hope this helps. It doesn't mean that you have to go do everything that I've done, but I hope this gives you an idea of some of the things that I've done and the things that I recommend you do just to make this a little bit your own. Obviously, you can do whatever you want to your own car, but these are just some of the things that I highly recommend because I do think it makes the car stand out even more to the next level. So that being said, thanks for watching. I hope this video helps. I hope you like it. If you have any comments or questions, post them down below. Look forward to talking to everybody on here, and stay tuned for the next video, which will actually be on my Audi S4. Well, my new Audi S4. Thanks for watching. Bye.